I'm Dan Shapiro. I'm the CEO and founder of Glowforge, and I am so glad you could join us here today. If you're here, you might be thinking about Glowforge ownership in 2020, and that's a big decision. So I brought my team together to help. We've created an amazing hour for you with some of the most asked questions, some live print demonstrations, and ending with an incredible offer for you so that you can start your year as a Glowforge owner. Now, I don't know what you have in mind, and frankly, you might not either. We're going to give you some incredible ideas. You're going to see wedding decor. You're going to see projects that you can create with your kids. You're going to see ideas to create a small business and people who've done that successfully. With this tool, you can create an incredible variety of things from your imagination, as well as print hundreds of thousands of designs that are available for free around the internet. We'd love to help you with any of it. And today, we're here to answer whatever questions you might need to make that decision for yourself, for your family, for your small business. So whether you're thinking about designer earrings, whether you're thinking about ornaments that your kids can draw and create for themselves, whether you're thinking about taking your hobby, quilting or model railroading, and elevating it to new levels, whether you're thinking about creating a business on Etsy or selling things at the corner, or whether you're just thinking about the most incredible, personal, and easy to create gifts that you've ever imagined. We'll talk about it all today. And I'm going to be right there in chat with you, talking with the rest of the team to answer whatever questions you might have. So thank you for making some time. I think we're going to be able to get to everything you need in order to do this, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I'll see you in live chat in just a second. Wait, I forgot. At the very end, we're going to offer a huge discount up to $500 off the price, the best price that we've offered for all of 2019, so you can be an owner for 2020. Stick around. So what are we going to start with?
Okay, so let's start out with drawing with a pen and what it looks like to draw with a pen. So right here we've got a pre-printed kind of like little crayon box. So this is really fun. It's actually one of our gifts for the National Week of Making that will be a photo booth prop, but that gift is tomorrow, so you all get a sneak peek to that. But I thought it would be really cute. I know that you have two twins, right?
Yes.
A daughter and a
son. They come in pairs.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was thinking it would be really cute to do one of their names and kind of make this a custom little crayon box for their photo booth prop.
You know what? Actually, let's do Shapiro on here because then we can make two of them and they won't both fight over it.
That's such a good idea. Okay.
This design, by the way, just for a minute so people can see what we've got. This was cut and engraved out of our medium draft board, which is this really wonderful material for just quick work and prototyping. And so the design actually is something we've given away free for folks who signed up. But then I looked at that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really professional. And Shell said, Dan, it's literally just coloring with pens. And I'm like, awesome, my kids can do that. So this is just taking the draft board, coloring it in with markers to give it a little bit of color. And you can see all the lines are engraved for you. So it is really just like a coloring book. Let's go customize that. You can put our last name, Shapiro, on there.
Okay, so I'm not an
terrible
artist.
Handwriting, so.
Me neither, so this always makes me kind of nervous, but.
You've already outdone me. It's great.
All right. Let's add some extra details down here.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's get this Glowforge all fired up.
So we're going to customize that already exists, but one of the neat things about Trace is that you can actually use a design to go create engravings. You can use it to create cut lines. You're going to see how we use it to personalize here, but you can create entire products from scratch using nothing besides that pen. Should we jump over now to Shell's computer and we can see how this works?
Absolutely. Okay, time to check out what it looks like to print.
So you just came through the dashboard, which shows all your past designs and everything you've done so far. And here we've got a live camera view of the inside of the machine. And you're just putting a little rubber band around it so we can see the results. And the up and down arrows make it brighter or darker. And that was it. When you click Place Artwork, that just created a digital version of that drawing and put it on that material. Now, if a sheet of material, it would automatically identify it as medium draft board because there's a barcode on there that lets it load up all the settings automatically. But since it wasn't, you told it which one it was from that dropdown. And after you did, I could see it refocused on it, so you're doing it one more time so we get that placement spot on. I think that's it, right? We just click print. So it was put the drawing in, put the little square around it, click the trace button, put the square around it, the arrows to make it brighter or darker, and then the print button. And the last step is just that glowing magical button that everybody I know loves to look at. So as soon as the design is loaded, that button is going to light up and start blinking. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Ellen, you want to do the honors?
I will do the honors. And there it is. All right, so I know that we get a lot of questions about print times. So how long is our average print time, and what does printing kind of look like? How long does it take to upload your design?
Yeah, well, so we saw a great example right there of a typical print. Prints can take anywhere from seconds to hours. Our average print time across every Glowforge in existence is about 12 minutes. So prints are pretty quick. This one, if we jump back over to Shell's screen, we can actually see that it shows us how long is remaining. So we've got 3 minutes and 44 seconds left on this engraving, at which point it'll be done. Oh my gosh, were you sneaking a peek at the Glowforge hashtag while we were there?
I was.
So this is my favorite thing to do when I'm not doing anything. And killing time on the live stream, we just have to take a look. This is, I have to apologize, this is not curated. There may be something horribly inappropriate just beyond the scroll. This is just what people have tagged with hashtag Glowforge on Instagram. And it is amazing the level of detail. So I see earrings and jewelry, I see kids' toys, I see somebody, if you scroll back up I see a puzzle that somebody's made out of all the different counties in Louisiana, and it looks like those are cut and engraved out of material. Oh my gosh, wait, that's Akika. We have something of Akika's right here. I mean, we've got tens of thousands of people printing on a Glowforge, but Akika's pretty prolific. And so, good fortune she's up there. I realize this seems like a setup. It's truly not. But check this out. So this is a purse that Akika makes and sells online. It is stunning. She's actually carving this out of proof-grade walnut plywood. We can talk a little bit about proof-grade materials in a minute. And I think it's a heavyweight fabric or paper product that she's using. And her business, puzzles, purses, etc., are just one of my favorite things going on Instagram right now.
Yeah, it's incredible. This actually leads perfectly into one of the questions that we get the most often. Brandy also asked too, what kind of materials can we print with the Glowforge?
Oh my gosh, yes. So if you've ever heard about traditional 3D printers, they typically build things up layer by layer out of plastic. And so everything you make is going to be made out of plastic. A Glowforge is completely different. It uses subtractive technology instead of additive. So you put a piece of material in, and then you use the laser to remove things by cutting and engraving, like we're doing right now with the engraving that we're creating. In fact, if we get over and we can get a shot of that engraving happening right now. And the kinds of materials you can use are incredibly varied. We have wood, leather, acrylic, cardboard, paper, let's see,
rubber.
Chocolate, rubber. We have people who put leaves in and will go cut and engrave their leaves. Chocolate, you can engrave chocolate. You can even cut really thin sheets of chocolate. Basically, anything from an organic source can be cut or engraved with a laser. You also can take things like stone, glass, or even cell phones and engrave on the surface of those. Fortunately, you cannot cut cell phones. This is my personal cell phone that I just engraved the Glowforge logo onto. There we go. And so you can see that's engraved right into the surface of the metal.
Yes, I know we also have a lot of questions about the size of material that you can place in your Glowforge too. So I actually wanted to pull this model out here. We've got a whole ton of our proof grade in this bucket here.
Let's get a shot of this.
Yeah. So we had a lot of questions about the size of material that you can print on. So what is the size of the Glowforge bed? It is about 11.9 inches by 20 inches. And so this is kind of a good representation of the size of material that you can place in your Glowforge. And that's for our Glowforge Basic and our Glowforge Plus. But we've also got this incredible pass-through slot on our Glowforge Pro, which I know a lot of you also have questions about, which basically means that you can put a material this size of width, which is about 20.4 inches, and then using our pass-through slot, you actually slide really large materials through it each time your print is done. So we actually have a Glowforge Pro here on set as well, and so here is our Pro pass-through slot, which allows you to do some of those really large prints.
And I think our next print is going to be on the Pro, Our next print is going to be, we're going to take PowerPoint and actually design something. We also are trying something new for this. We've got an inside the Glowforge Pro camera that's going to show you up close and personal what the laser is doing. So I can't wait for that part. That'll be our next print.
All right, well, I think our first print is done. So let's check out that first print again.
Absolutely.
So we come back here and we're just going to pull this out. And it's cool to the touch. I know that's one question that a lot of people have. And our proof grade materials actually come with a coating on top of it that makes sure that your print is perfect every time. So we're gonna take a moment to just peel that off.
Yeah, so the first time we printed this, peeled off everything except this area, because that you can see that discoloration on the material. The covering on the proof grade material lets you just take that right away. Now you can do this with your fingers, and I know some people who derive great joy from doing it. Not talking about anybody in particular, certainly not any host of the show, but since we are streaming live, I'm going to use the quick little simple hack of using duct tape to peel off all of it at once.
And then you can just go in and use markers again and color it with whatever color that you want directly on top of your material.
Exactly.
Let's get started on our second print, why don't we? So let's head over to Shell's screen, and so we're gonna show you what it looks like to design in PowerPoint, actually. So here we've got Shell, who's gonna describe to us what it looks like to design just using something easy like PowerPoint.
So this is actually a trick that we learned from our friends at Joann, the chain of fabric and craft stores around the country that's been rolling out Glowforge units and proof grade material for rent and material for sale. And they told us that this was actually one of the pieces of software that their employees were using and customers were using to go create projects. We thought, oh my gosh, PowerPoint, like everybody suffers through PowerPoint at the office. Lots of folks have to deal with this at a desk job. What if you could use it to make beautiful things? So I see Shell grabbed a cloud, a piece of art that already came with the software, and we're gonna put some text on it. What do we want to say to the world?
Let's say Happy National Week of Making. So happy just the
NWOM, excellent.
NWOM,
but let's pick a cool font.
Yes.
We can do better than that.
All right.
So just using the tools that you already know and love is so powerful about using a Glowforge. You can take just about any kind of software. You can export a PDF. You can save as PDF or print to PDF. You can do an SVG, which is a very common type of image file. You can also engrave photos, so JPEGs, PNGs, or the like. So it is really easy to take the tools that you already know how to use and adapt them for work with the Glowforge. You don't have to learn new tools.
That's fantastic.
All right, so we're going to save this now as a PDF. And then what's cool is you're going to take that PDF and send it directly to the Glowforge, or drag and drop it directly into the Glowforge interface. So save that out, and then we're gonna go over to the Glowforge interface. Now, remember, all the software you need to print comes free with your Glowforge. So this is the software where you're gonna just upload the design that you created, upload that PDF. The one thing we can't help you with is navigating the Windows file system. That is always the grand challenge. And what you're going to see is that each color that Shell used shows up as a separate step in the final design. And you can see she's got the choice between cutting the outlines, cutting those making little score lines for those little pieces that are hanging off, and then we can cut or engrave the letters in the middle. Well, that's pretty much it. Let's put some material in.
All right, so I chose for us a thick cherry plywood.
Oh, that's going to be gorgeous.
So we're just going to place that right in. And then I know that it has this coating on it, and we kind of talked a little bit about it when we were doing the trace, but I wanted to have an example of some cherry to show what the finished product kind of looks like right beforehand.
I can't believe you peeled without me. Yes, this is what it looks like. And for those of you who might know anything about woodworking, you know that once you're done, you're not really done. You have to sand, you have to finish. What we did with proof grade materials is we did all that for you. So the material's already sanded. It already has a finish coat applied, so it looks beautiful straight out of the laser. You just peel the paper off and you're good to go.
All right.
So, okay, we've got this on the Pro with the live cam, which I am super excited about. You can see the design is right there, ready to go. Let's bring it forward to the, like there, yeah, just so the camera gets it in there and print. So Again, the software is super simple. You just hit the print button, it sends it over there, and if she wanted to make 10 of them, it would be copy, paste 10 times, drag them around, resize them, rotate them, and away we go. Now, this is a view of a Glowforge that very few people ever get to see. We've never done this before.
Yeah,
In fact, the first time we tried, we knocked over the camera. So who knows what's gonna happen? But what you just saw there was the head of the laser measuring the surface of the material with a precision down to a few hundredths of an inch, so that we can focus on that surface, so that we can measure it for the layout purposes, so we can accurately lay it out. And then it's time to push the button. Oh, do I get to do this one?
Yes, you can push the button. There we go. And
so
away
as
we
this
go.
spins to life, you're going to see the laser tube light up and actually glow, and that's the laser energy being released towards the material. And you can see it's glowing pink. That's the glow in Glowforge. And so that the fan is pushing all the smoke into try off to the side. And actually, it's one of our most common questions,
Yes,
is
it
what
absolutely
happens
is.
with the air that comes off the Glowforge. So you don't want your Glowforge to just vent into the room, because it'll not smell so good. So we have two options. Many of our customers use a window and will vent out a window, which is easy and close and free for folks. But if you don't want to, we have something called the compact filter. If you don't mind, let's jump down and show the compact filter. It's about the size of a recycle bin, sits on the ground, and it grabs that 4-inch dryer hose and purifies the air. So the air that comes out of that has a particle count lower than the air in Seattle. It's actually basically cleans everything up perfectly so that you don't have to worry about it. Just a simple on and off switch and a dial. And then you can put your Glowforge anywhere, even if you're not close to a window.
Yeah, so we mostly answered this question, but I know JCF Design kind of asked 2 specific questions about the compact filter, so I wanted to make sure that we were really clear about that. So you can either vent your Glowforge out of a window, or you can vent to the compact filter. You don't need to vent to both of them.
Correct. And in fact, every Glowforge, whether or not you order the filter, comes with everything you need to vent out the window, so you can try both. You can see what works for you.
That's amazing. Okay.
What other questions do we have?
Yeah, so a couple of the questions were, what does it look like to maintain the machine? So what is the cost of maintenance?
Oh, yeah. So there's one really important thing you have to do to keep your Glowforge in tip-top working condition, and that is to take a little square Zeiss lens wipe. They sell them for a couple cents each on Amazon. I don't know if we have one around here. And you wipe the lens here and the lens over here. It takes about 1 minute. Oh, we got a lens wipe. It takes about, well, we got a torn open one that we used just now. It takes about 1 minute to do, and keeps the optics clean. We'll sell these. We include a couple with a Glowforge, or you can buy them by the thousand. Same thing you use for your glasses. And that's basically it for day-to-day maintenance. There isn't any ink, there isn't any consumables, there's nothing that's used up like there is in a traditional printer. Mm-hmm. It just power, Wi-Fi, and go.
Absolutely. So kind of along that line, what is the warranty on a Glowforge?
Oh, so the Glowforge Basic comes with a 6-month end-to-end warranty. That gets upgraded to 12 months for the Plus and 12 months for the Pro. And you know, with a lot of tools, there's a whole bunch of asterisks and gotchas. It is really an end-to-end warranty. It covers the tube, it covers the optics, it covers everything about the Glowforge unit. There's nothing in there that's going to wear out and we're going to go, oh, well, but that wasn't covered. It's also important to note that unlike just about every tool in the market, our warranty covers the Glowforge when you're using our materials, even if there's a problem with the materials. You can use any materials with you want, the warranty still applies. But if something happens with your materials, like I was once cutting something with a piece of cheap plywood that I got from Home Depot, and the plywood curved up and the Glowforge banged into it. It didn't hurt itself, but if that had happened and you used our materials, it's going to be covered by the warranty. If you use your own materials, no problem. You just have to keep an eye on things to be sure that nothing's going wrong with it, because sometimes inexpensive materials can behave in ways you don't expect. Mm-hmm. So that warranty covers it from end to end for either 6 months for the Basic or a year for the Plus and Pro.
Okay, cool. I think our second print just finished up, so let's go hop over there and take
All
that
right.
one out.
For those of you who might have missed the start, Shell designed this from scratch in Microsoft PowerPoint. So this is what you can do if you are, maybe your expertise lies in office work rather than design skills.
This is my favorite part, this clean pull out of the Glowforge. I absolutely love that. Such an exact cut. All right, and now your favorite part, which is the peel.
Oh yeah. It's very appealing. I had to go there. Okay, So I'm just going to put this over here, and again, you don't have to use duct tape to get this off. It just goes a little faster when we're on live video, so you don't all have to wait for me to pull bits of the paper off. Look at that.
And there's that beautiful cherry finish. Whoops, a little bit of a peel problem.
Oh no, oh no, make it stop.
Okay, well, let's get started on our third design. So Shell is one of our content designers here at Glowforge. And so for those of you who do have design software or you'd like to get more into design software, Shell is using Adobe Illustrator here, and she's going to make a pair of sunglasses for us. Yep. So as we mentioned earlier, one of our gifts is for National Week of Making our photo booth props. So we thought sunglasses would be kind of fun here. So as you can see, she's gonna kind of make some shapes here and duplicate them and then pull them over. And again, we mentioned earlier, but you can use any design program that saves a JPEG, PNG, SVG, or PDF. So one of the things that is great about Adobe Illustrator is that it uses SVG files. And all you have to do again is save that SVG and upload it into your Glowforge app, and then select print, and that's all. I know that we get a ton of questions from customers asking, is it really that easy to print? And one of my most favorite responses is, yeah, it is that easy to print. I love being able to tell people
I'm sorry, I was peeling and I totally missed what just happened. Did you just go and create this whole design from scratch while I was over there playing with stickers?
Yes, she is phenomenal.
Some ridiculous sunglasses here.
Okay, so this is going to be, Shell just designed a bunch of amazing and delightful props for photo booth, again, which we all gave away free as part of the National Week of Making. And if you haven't already, be sure to go to glowforge.com, type in your email address on the bottom of the page so that you will get these designs as they come out, because we've got a couple more coming. Yes, enter your email with something like this giant pencil so that you too can get the National Week of Making design sent to your inbox. And Shell's creating or recreating one of these cool designs for the photo booth props. So you can take pictures, put these silly things on. Now, she's copied that out, and in this case, just pasting it into our software. So you can copy from Adobe Illustrator, hit paste, and away you go. And oh yes, we need to put some material in.
Yes.
Oh, let's do the Pro again, so we get the cool inside live cam.
All right. Which material should we use? Should we go for the cherry again, or
what about
should we
some of that teal acrylic?
Okay.
That looks super cool.
So this is actually perfect because we had a customer
thick
ask,
teal
what
acrylic.
does it look like to enter a material with their own settings? So we do have proof grade material settings, which you just saw Shell select because of the teal proof grade, but she's also going to show you what it looks like to enter manual settings. You can adjust the speed or the power of your laser, as you can see on Shell's screen right there. But with proof grade materials, all you have to do is select the material and then select whether you'd like to cut or engrave it. So again, we'll go back to that thick teal acrylic.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that that lots of materials are similar, so you can start out with the settings of like proof grade acrylic if you're using your own acrylic, and use those and then experiment to find what's just perfect for the material that you bought.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, okay, so we just sent that out. We are now auto-focusing, so it's actually down there measuring the height of the material with the onboard camera. And now that it's done that, it's sending it up to our cloud service via Wi-Fi to go create the design that it's going to go engrave on the material. Mm-hmm. So while that's getting started, do we have other questions?
Yeah, let's jump to some more questions. So I'm seeing that AMP is asking about saving manual material settings inputs.
Oh yeah, there was a little plus icon
yes.
when she was typing those in. And if she clicked on it, then she could say, cheap acrylic I got in bulk sale from Home Depot. And it would have that in there. So anytime she puts in her cheap acrylic that she got on sale from Home Depot, click the thing and away it goes. And there we go again. So you see there's like a little candle flame that's going on. It looks very dramatic through the camera. Totally safe. And it's cutting right now through that really thick acrylic, which is why it's moving quite slowly. Despite that, the whole thing is going to be done in how quick? 4 minutes. So it's going to cut out all that detail in 4 minutes.
That's
you can
fantastic.
also see the tube lit up and glowing because it's at full power to get through that 1/4 inch acrylic. which is one of the thickest materials that we sell.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, there was a great question up there. Richie, what's the best way to prevent burns on wood projects? So, let's grab a wood project. This is about as daunting as you're going to get for a wood project because this is 1/4 inch plywood, which is really thick and meaty. But what you're going to see, I didn't do anything here. There's no burning at all. So it's not like it's sooty, it's not like it's messy, it is perfectly clean. So the answer, Richie, is it really depends on the material you use. If you use some plywood, you'll wind up with soot, you'll wind up with burn marks. Other plywood cuts very cleanly. Proof grade material is going to cut perfectly cleanly. And importantly, when you print, you wind up with a little bit of residue on the surface with proof grade material. And with the protective coating, you peel that off and that is all gone. So you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. All right, so some other questions that we have. I know we're kind of all over the place, but we always get a ton of questions from all different categories. So I guess let's jump into what the catalog of ready-made designs look like. So since this episode is kind of all about designing, we also do have a catalog of some designs that our content designers, Shell and Nick, do have. So you can find ready-made laser designs on anywhere, just do a quick Google search. Also, we have a great community forum. I'm frequently in there when I'm doing my prints too. I'm really into doing living hinge things, so kind of like when we showed Akika's handbag earlier. I love going through the community forum and looking up a free laser design. We have so many great people on that forum that will just give away their designs.
Yeah, so this is our catalog of premium designs, every one of which comes with detailed assembly instructions, is guaranteed to work. You can buy a single print, you can buy unlimited prints for life. And this is great when you just want a quick gift, you want something fun with your kids, something fast and easy to go do and share. And then, Shell, would you mind going to community.glowforge.com and maybe clicking over into the free laser design section? So this is where our customers come together and share their own creations, and it's truly amazing the generosity and variety of projects that are here. Oh my gosh, I see a sewing machine pin, or it could also be used as a pendant. There is a teal glass bottle stand template. Oh, that's so cool. So it's a template, and then you go take this teal glass bottle, drop it in there. Oh, that looks amazing. Things I never would have thought of or dreamed up.
Yeah.
And so there's really just limitless opportunities to go in here, try things and create things, and actually participate in that process with the creator. One of our customers made this amazing dice box. And so it was cool because it closed up and carry all your dice, but then you open it up, and when you roll the dice, they bounce around inside and roll out the bottom. This doesn't sound all that impressive unless you've got twin 10-year-olds whose dice always fall on the floor every time they play any game. So I took the dice tower that they created, and I added some designs, I added some serrated tabs to make it go together more easily. Then I posted my version, and people really can collaborate, share, create amazing stuff together.
Yes, no, it's absolutely incredible. It's definitely one of my favorite places to be on too, in addition to being on Instagram as well. I think is our print finishing up now, or do we still got a little bit
We are
longer to
just on the final few cuts of this print.
Right, fantastic.
Oh, I get to use more
I'm
tape,
so excited
hooray!
to see this.
In 25 seconds, I get to use more tape. We have 25 seconds for a question.
All right, next question. Let's fire one off rapidly then. So is it possible to upgrade your Glowforge after you buy?
No, so make sure you choose right. There isn't any upgrade, although I should say something, which is your Glowforge gets better all the time. We are constantly releasing new software. One of the great things about the cloud service that runs the Glowforge is that not only is the cloud software free and available anytime, anywhere, from your phone, from your desktop, from your laptop, from your tablet, but it's always improving. So we just released, for example, an upgrade that's taken a lot of folks from the camera accuracy and improved it 10 times. So the accuracy of your camera when you're laying things out is now 10 times better than it was before. And that's not just for new owners. That's something that's available to everybody who owns a Glowforge right away. We made that available to everybody at the same time. So I'm just banging out the loose little bits there. There we go. Okay, wait. Doesn't look teal yet.
As soon as the coating comes off, we'll make sure that it's in our Glowforge teal.
Yes. So the proof grade material has a coating on it, so you can see all the discoloration comes right off, and you're left with your final product. Wait a minute, that's not how you display glasses. There we go. That's how you wear a pair of glasses, right?
Let me grab you some lips so that you got some lips in your
Oh,
glasses.
right. Yes, we'll do the pair.
Yeah, so again, we're giving away these free designs for a National Week of Making, and this is kind of like our fun photo booth props. And all you have to do is kind of color these with some acrylic paint or with markers, and just there's so much you can do to have fun with the things that you can find either online, design yourself using PowerPoint. It's a ton of fun. So here we are in the glowforge.com app. So you always access Glowforge from the internet. So you could do it from your phone or from your iPad or from your laptop or from your friend's computer. All you have to do is log on to your account on glowforge.com.
Yeah, and it's really neat because personally my Glowforge isn't next to my desktop. So I'll do all the design work on my desktop, I'll send it to the Glowforge, I'll walk over and I'll be like, oh, actually I want to change things around a little bit. And I can just pull out my phone, drag it into place and reprint. I can print another one.
So nice.
I'm like, it's so powerful,
Yeah.
right? You can copy and paste and make a dozen of these things just as easily as you can make one. So the process, once you've brought it into the Glowforge software by uploading the PDF, is anything that's filled in is an engrave, anything that's a line is a cut, and if you want to, you can change between, like if you click on engrave, you can change between draft, which is fastest, HD, which is highest resolution, but you decide which print speed you want and you click the print button. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, this has been
Speaking of
blowing. I've been
buttons,
trying not to press it. It's like a...
it's everybody's favorite piece of their Glowforge. All right, Bailey, do the honors.
The honors, all right.
And so as soon as you push the button, it spins up and the head moves over and the powerful laser actually cuts and engraves with a precision of less than 1/1000th of an inch to produce the final product. It can actually print at up to 1,355 lines per inch. That's higher resolution than a traditional black and white laser printer.
Right.
And as you're seeing right now, it's actually pulsing the laser thousands of times a second in order to engrave whatever the text or image, whatever it was that Shell created to go produce that image. It's going to go back and forth, and then when it's done, it's going to turn on to full power and cut. This is the rare inside view of a Glowforge.
Look at that.
Nobody gets to see that. And you can see it's, you're looking from a little GoPro in the back looking forward, and it's moving back and forth, it's pulsing, and you can see those flickers of light. The actual laser beam is invisible, but it's engraving just on the surface. Those little white flickers are the acrylic.
That's
being
incredible.
engraved.
It really doesn't get old to watch the Glowforge go, though. So I've been at Glowforge for over 4 years. I saw like the first Glowforge print ever, and it was amazing. And then that one was just as amazing, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. You still see people around the office all the time sitting there and just like watching the magic unfold.
I remember back during our launch, or any time really that we've gotten to bring Glowforge to an event, and just seeing someone watch it for the first time. It is like they're watching magic. It is amazing. And I imagine people love to show it off in their homes at parties and things like that. It just becomes a Glowforge night.
Yeah, 4 years ago when we were still taking pre-orders, we'd go to events and we'd bring units with us. Folks would literally wait 3 hours. Like our lines, you remember this,
like a little
1 to 3 hours to get to do this. And now you can actually put this in your home and you can have this at your disposal. The Glowforge in our basement gets non-stop rotation. I've got twin 10-year-olds. There are constantly school projects.
Right.
There's games. There's
and they've gotten more
organizers.
advanced, I noticed, as the kids get older.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because when you first started the Glowforge business, I remember they just thought you can print anything, which is almost true, but they thought that included an iPad.
Yeah, they wanted to print an iPad. We had to talk about, like, there are some things you can do and some things you can't, but there is this magic when your kids grow up and their first question isn't, can you buy this? It's, can you print this? And that's the home that has a Glowforge. That's a home that values making things for yourself and creating things. And that's what I love so much about this product, because it gives anyone from kindergarten to engineering the power to take an idea, push a button, and have the result.
All right, this part's always fun. Opening it up.
Now, all of our actual Glowforge customers who are watching are going to go, you'd never actually print that in the center of the material, because then you waste all the material around the edges.
Point. That wasn't
but,
the most...
you know, it's good video.
That's true. That wasn't the most material efficient way to print. So you can see we've got brie, Gouda, and cheddar here, and they've got a masking on them.
Can I steal the brie?
Yes, please.
So this paper masking helps keep keep it from getting discolored through the printing process. And you can just peel it off with fingernails and all that, but I do this a lot, so I've upgraded to duct tape. And
my nails suffered a little bit a couple weekends ago.
yeah, I can imagine.
Forgot to bring some.
If you forget the duct tape. So you can see there.
So then we'll just stick that right in some cheese. You'll know what you're getting into.
That's
as
going to
you
be amazing.
Prepare your appetizer plate. Oh my gosh, very exciting.
And what's the cheese going to sit on, Bailey? This is a setup because somebody just wrote it on a board, so I actually do know what we're doing next.
Aha, yes, we are going to go ahead and try out kind of a non-proof grade material. Lots of people ask about, can they engrave on different sorts of stone and tile and things like that, and the answer is mostly yes, and especially this beautiful slate. So I think we're actually going to do, are we going to do a trace on this one? Just mine and my fiance's names. Exciting. All right, the same forge?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're about to see is an incredible magic trick. We're going to transform a piece of slate that I think might be from Lowe's or Tiles for Less down the street. It's like
Nice.
79 cents worth of tile with a couple of those little fabric feet that you put on the bottom into something that is gorgeous. And if you went and bought it, it would be like $10 if it was not customized, $20 if it was customized,
Right.
and it's going to take a few minutes. This is going to be amazing. Are we going to cut over and see the interface? All right, so, oh my gosh, this is what happens when you say to a talented designer, what if we engraved a cheese plate? You get this. So this is Adobe Illustrator, and we're doing that one? You just clicked copy, Control C, and now Control V. This is a PC, it works great on Macs too, it works great on Chromebooks, like whatever you've got, Linux, no problem. Then because it's web-based, you can upload from anything. And you just said paste, and here it is. But wait, that's too small, Shell. Whoa!
It's a little hard to see, but you're actually, because the slate is so dark, but we're actually seeing an overhead view, obviously, of the slate there in the Glowforge, which that right there is, it just makes the whole placing process just so easy. You're able to like use the most beautiful part of the material, get it in exactly the right position, maybe put on a whole bunch of different designs around each other, fix something. It's actually funny when I was creating a piece that we have over there, and it's a timeline of mine and my fiance's relationship, and he came home and I was mid-print of a 35-minute print, and he said, hey, wait a minute, that's not the date that we did this trip. And I said, oh shoot, and I actually paused the print, fixed the file, and was able to resume it, and it was perfect. So
That's
save
incredible.
the material.
And let's see, with proofgrade material, it automatically configures the power and speed for you. With this one, did you show the saved settings? People often ask about this.
Yeah, I think we
you can
actually have a
just
question.
save the settings. There it goes, slate. And now anytime you do slate, you can pick slate and it'll work perfectly. 5 minutes. This beautiful
What?
thing is
all
gonna be
this
done in
is?
5 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, though if there's one time you're gonna buy a whole bunch of stuff with your name on it, it is your wedding.
Yeah, that's really true.
It's really true. But customized things just add like a level of, personality and custom to a gift that really make it clear that the person did not like stop off at the store before this and grab it for you. Like obviously there's some thought put into it.
It's incredible when you give something that it might have taken you 15 minutes, it might have come from $1's worth of parts, but when it's something that's truly meaningful to the person, it is transformative. Like you suddenly become the best gift giver on the planet. And like you show up at a dinner
Right.
party with custom slate coasters and cheese board and jaws drop. And in your head, you're like, that was $5 worth of parts and took me an hour, but it is so incredible
It's so true.
to bring into the world. And are we ready to print? All right, let's push the button.
shall
And then
we?
maybe while that's printing, we can show some of the other things we have around that people have created.
Yes, let's. All right, so that's started. So we've kind of got this table of goodies over here.
So
Oh.
yeah, let's show some of the items that we've got created.
Well, here are a couple more wedding specific things that I made. This is the one that I dropped
goes
something
one.
else
Oh, no.
overboard. This is the one. It's kind of like a timeline of our relationship, and this is the one where I said I had to stop at mid print, but you really can't tell because
Kelly, this is stunning.
oh, thank
Wow.
you.
I think I saw this on your Instagram feed, but I
Yeah.
had not seen it in person before.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. We've been together a long time, so it's kind of fun to show all the different things we've done. And like, I couldn't have probably bought this on Etsy. I mean, this would have been quite the custom order.
Oh yeah.
So I think this is pretty special. I'm excited about
and
it.
speaking of Instagram, when you're done watching this, or if you want to open up another window, go to Instagram and search for #Glowforge.
Oh,
It is amazing.
Yeah.
More than 30,000 incredible creations that people around the world are printing with their Glowforge right now.
That right there might be the biggest like wow moment I have on a daily basis, because not to brag, but I think I used the hashtag Glowforge I was the first one ever to use it 4 years ago, and now it's 30,000. What?
Later.
I don't know. I personally haven't started many huge hashtags in my time, so
That's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Shell, is it possible that we could bring that up just so we could show people for a fraction of a moment?
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
that.
look at that. So we have no idea what we're going to see. If it's something horribly inappropriate, I apologize.
Sorry.
Like, this is live.
dogs welcomed, people tolerated. Oh yes, that's my.
I see a Triceratops. I see Ariana's name. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Some
Harry
people
Potter.
do the most beautiful staging with their projects. I'm always so impressed. Oh, see, and we've got some slate coasters there.
Yeah.
Some wood coasters. Oh, always the pet things, very popular.
Yeah, this is gold for pet owners. And it's
Yes.
really neat.
Oh my gosh.
Googly,
the
wait, we got to go
on the
back.
Button.
People decorating their button is definitely a Glowforge meme.
Oh my gosh. I have.
everybody's
seen, oh
Glow-
my gosh, how cute is that?
Sorry, I know we're here to learn about Glowforge. We just
My
have
God.
to admire the googly eyes
Too
for a minute.
excited.
It's such a personal thing, Glowforge ownership, that people are constantly decorating. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Look at that ring box.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
amazing.
so I see it's made of metal, and you can engrave metal. It was made of glass, you
Yeah.
can engrave glass, and then it was wood, which you can both cut and engrave to produce those results.
That's amazing.
So I will literally spend 5-10 minutes every day looking at this, just the inspiration behind what people are making.
There's one Instagram in particular that I spent a lot of time on, and it kept coming up in different meetings recently, and so we got in touch and got some behind the scenes with them. So that's the fairy doors.
Oh my gosh.
Can
Do
we
we
pull
have-
them up, Shell?
Do we have the footage that they sent us about their design process? This is so neat because
Yeah.
they've created a business around 3D engraving with their Glowforge.
Hi, I'm Chris Pallas.
And I'm Kevin Zerwacki.
And we make the fairy doors with Blue Toucan Studios. When we first bought our Glowforge, we thought it'd be doing 2, maybe 3 different tasks and doing them regularly. But more than a year later now, there's perhaps 100 different tasks that we have it do for us that we never would have even thought of doing without having this device in our studio. As artists, one of the things that you always think about is when you're making anything, you buy a new tool and you want that tool to do its job. And with the Glowforge, that tool has superseded everything that we ever hoped it would be.
Yes. Most of my design I just do on my iPad. So I can go to a coffee shop and I can go from sketch to finished vector drawing that the laser can read in an afternoon.
Mm-hmm. I mentally, having never used a laser before, thought it was going to be super technical. It got to the point where you just go, like, I have an idea. I just want to try something. I had an idea to do a picture of the moon on a door. And so literally I spent 20 minutes hunting down some reference off of NASA. I picked out a pixie frame, I put it in there, I threw it over to the Glowforge, and I just said, we'll see. I go off and I set it all up and I hit go. And then the Glowforge is another member of our studio, just plugging away, doing its job while I can move on and do other things.
It is basically the most fun toy we've ever had.
It really is.
I still don't know how they made that doorknob.
I know. No, to me neither. But
I was
I'm
like, they bought the doorknob somewhere, and they're like, no, we made the Glowforge, the
well, you know,
doorknob
they
on the
sent
Glowforge.
us some. We've got a few
Oh.
IRL fairy doors right here. Here's one.
Oh my gosh.
Get close up. There's that tiny little doorknob. Look at that. There's my finger for comparison.
So this is just exhibit A of people do things with this product that I never could have imagined in a million years.
And I mean, this is their full-time business. When I was emailing back and forth with those guys a couple weeks ago, they were like, okay, gotta go. We're off to a 4-day Renaissance fair, and they sell hundreds of these. And
Amazing.
people, I mean, they do custom ones. They do it all.
One of my favorite tidbits was they said that they went to England and took pictures of antique barn doors, and that this engraving right here, this 3D engrave, is actually from a real photo of a real old English countryside barn
I
door.
think that's what makes it so amazing. Like, there's a level of authenticity that wasn't made in Illustrator. That was made.
Yeah.
That's a really amazing use of our trace
Yeah.
feature.
And the ability to carve, actually to do 3D engravings that give real depth and sculpting detail, is an often overlooked feature of the Glowforge project. So
Sure.
they're actually able to carve deep in these. And if they, because they've started producing some of these in large numbers, what they did was they used their Glowforge to carve the design, and then they put silicone on it, and then they cast resin doors so they could crank out like dozens of them an hour, and speed up the process. So I think some of these are actually the one that they did on the Glowforge, and some of these are resin cast.
I think you're right, and it's interesting. They mentioned that when they originally decided to buy the Glowforge, they bought it just to speed up a couple parts of their process, and then once they got in their hand, they realized, oh wow, this can actually change the way we make our whole product. And I know it looks like we're getting a question from Tanya, which maybe we just sort of answered, but how can I earn money with the Glowforge?
Oh, there are so many ways that we see people earning a living. So it is, sometimes there's a piece of jewelry, there's some creative object, art, something like that somebody creates. Like, that's way out of my world. I have no creative bone in my body. But then sometimes we see people who are just taking inspiration from architecture, from designs, printing those things out, tracing designs that have come from publicly available sources.
Yeah. It can be really simple. I saw this one, I think just yesterday. I was on the Glowforge users group on Facebook, which, by the way, is great. We don't run it. It's totally organic, but it's a great resource if you're thinking about getting a Glowforge. And there was a man on there who posted, I caught my wife looking at Glowforge online, and I bought her one, and she had, I think he said she'd paid it off in 2 months, selling about 1,000 of these very simple phone holders. 2 pieces of material. They were either acrylic or wood, just like this. And she got huge orders. People love them, and she had paid for the Glowforge in 2 months by making this super simple design and making them custom.
Another story I just read was somebody who just showed stuff that he made to friends and coworkers and wound up getting an order for 1,000 of something from a major company, a brand you've heard of, and they're like, "Oh, cool, we're going to do this as a giveaway." So I don't remember. I think it was keychains or coasters.
I know what you're talking about.
Made a
That
ton
was
of them,
impressive.
printed them out, and boom, there's the Glowforge right there.
Yeah.
So there's just limitless creativity to go do that.
It's so exciting. I reach out to customers sometimes to see how it's going, and if it's going well, I'll say, "Oh, could you write us a review sometimes?" And it's so amazing that they write back and say, "Oh, it's going great." And I got this email in my inbox this morning, and here's a picture of a 100. They were motorcycle bag accessories. So they were a leather piece that had been customized. He said he just got like 150 piece order, and I pumped these out last week. And I mean, that's could
crazy.
I get a better answer to how is it going?
Yeah, that's amazing. And speaking of how's it going, how's the cheese
yes.
board going?
I think it's been done for quite a while. It was only a 5-minute print, but we just kept talking. Oops.
So,
Oh my gosh.
oh, that's incredible.
So pretty.
All right, so look at this. That's the engraving. As you see, it is absolutely flawless. This looks like it was printed with, it's the quality of a laser printer, but on solid stone. And just the detail and beauty of this is hard to see. If you felt it, you'd feel just barely scratch the surface of it. And let's see what it looks like with some cheese. I see we did the cooking show.
Yes.
Hey, look, it's done.
Ta-da! And here we've got the little brie arrow. So I'll go ahead and
That we
stick it
printed
in.
earlier
that we
in the
printed,
show.
Yes. There
Some
it
of you may
is.
recognize this from our neighbors at Starbucks headquarters, where we procured the cheese. Do you want to choose one of those
Lovely.
bottle openers?
Oh, I love the colors you chose.
And I think Shell put some masking tape on one of them because that can give you a cleaner engrave. It's not necessary, but it'll give a sharper resolution.
So if we were to do it without the tape, then we just have to kind of clean it afterwards. Yeah. But just with some rubbing alcohol, but it's better just with the tape. Great, and are we just going to do our names on this again? Oh, lovely.
And
All right.
it's so great. You can take a single design, you can take an image, you can take text and put it on everything. And you can get a really gorgeous unified look for whatever it is that you're craving for. And can we jump over and see the interface again?
Sure.
So Shell's dragging it to make it the right size. She's putting it in place. She's choosing the material and saying, yeah, this isn't material that we know. This is an optional step, set focus, that makes the camera image sharper and helps with the placement, makes it more accurate. It'll do it automatically if you don't do that. And then you can choose the power and speed. And if you want to, you can save that for the future so you don't have to remember those. That's the lines per inch, which gives you the resolution and detail. And Shell will save that for the next dozen bottle openers that we want to engrave.
Well, I was just looking at this and thinking, gosh, how long will these each take to print? Because wouldn't these be cool to put on everybody's place as like their favor and kind of their like a wayfinder?
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just a little card, I could give them a takeaway that they can keep forever and use and reminds them of the wedding. And I made pretty fun.
Oh my gosh. My kids just decided they're going to have a gaming group. And so there's going to be 6 fifth graders in our home all playing games together. And as part of that, I was like, oh, everybody should have like a custom writing utensil.
Oh,
so
sure.
I got these really fancy pens, like fancy looking pens on Amazon. That was like $10 for a dozen of them or something like that. And I wound up cranking through, and I was going to do 6, and then I was like, oh, I might as well do the rest of them. So I engraved a dozen pens. The whole thing took something like 45 minutes. It was super fun. I'm going to surprise them with that on their
How
first
long
day
is
tomorrow.
this print? 3
3
minutes,
minutes,
and 45
seconds.
So I mean,
if anybody out there has done traditional 3D printing, you're probably used to things that take hours or overnight. That's what's so magical about printing with the Glowforge. It is lickety split quick. And so push the button, it's going to come over, and you can watch and see how long is left.
there it
It's
starts.
really
You can kind of
fast and
see it
easy.
on the bed there. It's real flat. Those are so
Angie,
cool.
very, very
Oh.
on point timing.
Can you engrave metal or stainless steel? She asks. Yes.
Watch us go.
And you will notice that we've got sort of that masking on it. Like we said, that's just like a low adhesive, sort of like a masking tape
It's
or
basically
something like
masking
that.
tape.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
basically masking tape.
You can use painter's tape is what a
Oh,
lot of folks
the
use for
blue-
that. The blue
the blue
painter's
painter's
tape.
tape, sure.
Because it comes off easily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth noting that it depends on the metal. You can engrave it just plain. You may put tape on it. For some metals, you need to spray them with this stuff called Surmark that looks like spray paint.
Yes.
And then you engrave over it and wipe it clean.
Yes.
Just depends on the metal. So
For an anodized aluminum, nothing. I've
Oh, yeah,
set
that just
my own
engraves beautifully.
MacBook in there, and
Oh, yeah.
not only in the Glowforge launch video, but also the one I'm currently using. I've got a pink one that has a couple little tattoos on it.
it's really cool. Yeah, it
I get a
engraves
lot of
beautifully.
comments on it. People are like, "How did you do that?" Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. People have watched that launch video where we have like the whole edge to edge engraved, and they're like, "No, seriously." Like, yeah, no, you just push the button. There's a setting that's already saved for you, so you can engrave that.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, so we have been talking about some of the people who buy this, and they buy it for personal use. They wind up using it for business. They
Right.
wind up having it pay for itself. And I know that one of those customers emailed you a video recently.
Well, we actually found him on YouTube because he made a whole YouTube channel about how much he loves Glowforge and about how he's making stuff with his daughter. And this is a guy named Troy the Maker. And it's kind of the sort of guy that you just need to see to get him and his energy. And I'm really excited to share one of his videos with you.
Hey, what's up? TROY, the Maker, checking in. And I'm gonna tell you why I bought the Glowforge. The number one thing is they got the proof grade material. The proof grade material is super dope. As soon as you put the proof grade material in the machine, it got these QR codes on there that the camera automatically scans, and it puts the settings in for that material. The second thing is the camera. The camera is super duper dope. On your computer, your phone, your iPad, and you can move your design around on the material so you don't cut somewhere that it don't need to be cut or engrave somewhere that it don't need to be engraved. And also so you can use as much of the material as you can. The third thing is the button. I like pressing the button because when that button lights up, you already know it's time to create something. But my daughter, she likes pressing the button. Like if she around and that mother light up, she's gonna try to run to go press that button. Can I press the button, Daddy? Can I press the button? And I let her press the button. Of course I let her press the button. The fourth thing that I like about it is the referral links. The referral links are super duper dope. So if somebody uses your referral link, they can save some money and you can get some money. And if you get enough referral links, you can basically get your machine paid for. So those are some things that I wanted to share with you on the reasons why I bought the Glowforge and some things that I really, really like about the Glowforge. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean, right?
Troy's amazing.
Yeah, he's a fun one. I think it's been fun if you go back and see his videos. He's leveled up his projects up so much, and everyone will. In fact, someone was just asking in chat about engraving photos, which seems like a really hard, advanced kind of skill, but I have a secret. It's not.
Yeah, you take the JPEG and you drop it on there.
Yeah, do we have
And the hard
any-
advanced thing is you set the contrast and brightness and sharpness first, and then like
Sure.
it looks twice as good.
Look at this though. I love this one. It's like a sweet little family, but I just think the detail, I mean, that's engraved on a piece of hardwood. There's an example again in the frame of that paint inlay that really makes the design pop. Just love that.
Someone else was asking about 3D engraves, and we've got a couple examples of that. This is actually a 1/2 inch thick piece of maple that was engraved with a cool design that Shell, our on-set designer, created for us. And you can see the detail and richness of this basically sculpture that's created with the laser. This is also the technique that the fairy doors entrepreneurs that we talked about earlier were using. So the way that they're creating this sort of rich textured look is exactly the same thing. And it's not that hard. Black, what happens is you give it a picture, the black dots are the deepest, the white dots are the lightest, and gray is all the heights in between. So any black and white image can become a 3D engrave. And it lets you create this incredible sculpture with your Glowforge laser.
I just spotted this.
Oh, wait, we got a really important question before we do that. Can Glowforge engrave chocolate? Tammy asked us. Tam asked us.
Wow, glad we didn't miss that one. It is important.
We've got some macaroons, more from our friends at Starbucks across the street here, that we engraved. And yes, it can engrave chocolate, and it is really cool.
I've seen chocolate, I've seen fondant, pancakes, waffles, pizza, pumpkin pies.
Guacamole, matzah. Those are actually the same guy, and the same guy is a pediatric cardiologist who invented a rig that let doctors learn how they were going to do surgery, heart surgery on children with this Glowforge printed object. And then his next project was guacamole.
Right. Because why would you? I mean, you can't just stick in one wheelhouse. Why would you? With all the possibilities, right? Yeah. Well, I just spotted this, and I realized this would be super cool gift to make for my fiance. It's his bachelor party this weekend, so I could send him off with like a full one of these.
6-pack.
I'm sure that's all they'll go through. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but this is a really cool design that just uses wood, and then here's the really fun little feature on it though. It has a bottle opener with acrylic and then a penny right there. So it's kind of a secret little
If I'm not mistaken,
tool.
this was designed by Nick, our camera operator.
Oh, was it?
And
well,
this
thanks,
is
Nick.
actually in the Glowforge catalog. So what I love about this, we're going to trade out, speaking of bottle openers, what I love about the Glowforge catalog is that you can say, oh my gosh, I need a gift right now. I want to know it's going to work. I want to be sure it's perfect. You can grab a design from the catalog, print it, snap it together, and have something truly incredible. And it's easy to personalize because you can go and take a drawing, drop it on top. So if you wanted to, you could have artwork, a picture, or your own handwriting right here to highlight it and personalize it. And it takes an extra 5 minutes to go take this thing and really make it your own. We've also got we've got a few things going on. We just got this out of the Glowforge, and look at that. This is the metal bottle opener that we engraved, and that looks stunning.
Shell, did you know that rose gold was one of my wedding colors? So nice. It looks great.
That was amazing. For those of you who missed the intro, I'm Dan Shapiro. I'm the founder and CEO, and I've just spent the past hour talking to you about all the incredible things that you have in mind. And it's inspirational. It turns out we just hit our 5 millionth print. That's 5 million cutting boards. That's 5 million gifts. That's 5 million pieces of jewelry. That's 5 million ornaments. That's 5 million things that make a difference in people's lives. That is humbling, and that is why I come into work every day. I'm excited that you might get to be a part of that. And to help, we've got a special discount code. As promised, it is, let me be sure, glowforge.com/best of the year. That's glowforge.com/best of the year. And if the digital wizards here are working, you're going to see it on the bottom of the screen. But in case not, it's /BESTOFTHEYEAR. That is the best price we've offered for all of 2019. It gets you $100 off a Glowforge Basic, $250 off a Glowforge Plus, or $500 off a Glowforge Pro, just like the one my family has at home that I've used to create all sorts of crazy stuff, like that trebuchet you see up in the background that was a toy I made with my kids, or that there's a map back there that we engraved for our wall. I want you to have that kind of experience too, and I hope this helps.
You said we could do one more if we had time, so I think this is a really good one. The question is, this is a really big decision for me. How can I be sure that I won't regret it?
Yeah, this is a big decision. I realize that. And there's nothing I can say. I'm not going to be the person who promises you something ridiculous. I'm not going to be the person who guarantees you the moon. All I can tell you is what I know about Glowforge and what I know about people like you who are thinking about making that jump. And what I know comes from what I read and what I see and who I talk to. My email is danshapiro@glowforge.com. You can shoot me a note. I get a lot of email. And in that inbox, I get to hear about the experiences people have with this. I get to hear about how this changes their lives. And it's hard because not everybody feels like they're an artist. Not everybody feels like they're an entrepreneur. Not everybody is sure that they can take something magical that they've never seen before, a piece of technology, and integrate it into their lives. They're not sure if they can learn to use it. They're not sure if they can invent something that they're going to be proud of. But don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate the potential that you have. When a Glowforge 3D laser printer shows up on your doorstep, something transformative happens. 30 minutes later, you're holding the first thing you've ever created, and your mind starts expanding with opportunities, ways that you can change the world, ways that you can inspire your friends and your family, ways that you can take your business forward. I see it time and time again, and it is transformative, and it is empowering. And as you think about whether this is right for you, that's the one thing I'd ask. Believe in yourself, because there are amazing things locked inside your imagination that are waiting to come out into the world. And my job is to be here to help. That's what all of us do. That's what we're here to do. I hope you can become an owner in 2020, but even more, I hope you can make the decision that's right for you, right for your family, right for your business. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful holiday and a terrific new year. Thank you.